Hi, Kenny.
Hi, beautiful.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, love. How you been?
Good. Just working hard. A little tired, but I'm great.
Well, that hair and that face is done. You hear me?
Gotta feel good, when you look good. So
Absolutely. You look good and feel good. Let me tell you something. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you as always. When I heard that Amazon was doing this documentary with you, My Life, we got super excited.
mm, thank you. I love Atlanta. Like just all the fans is in Atlanta.
Yeah, no, we love you in real life. And I think about My Life, the album, but I think about your life in general and the triumphs, the tribulations, the journey, and knowing so much about it, being next to it and seeing it firsthand. But also, you've given us such a body of work, Mary. So, what are we seeing all of this merge together in My Life, the documentary?
Yeah, I mean, everything you said is coming from a triumphant place, but you have to also go through the tragedies, and the tribulations to show people where all the pain came from and why it healed so many people because it was so relative to so many people that were hurting too. So, we go through, the celebrations and, a lot of the interviews are very painful because I have to
Right.
travel back to childhood and teenager and just show people, I didn't go into detail about a lot of things, because I just felt like a lot of things is not a lot of people's business. But
Right.
the things that people know pretty much, I elaborated on it and I had to, it was painful going back, painful.
Yeah.
And just, hearing the testimonies from the fans and even from my family, I brought my family in to speak and the producers that was on the album, like Chucky and Bub and just how
Yeah.
they were feeling and Puff, what he was dealing with. He even goes deep into his relationship and his trauma. Like everybody's going, and what the My Life,
Yeah.
this is what My Life brought out of everybody. And we're here to tell the story. Andre's in it. We're
Oh,
here, yeah, and it's dedicated to Andre, the whole documentary. So
yes.
we had to go there, but it's special because we're here to tell the story now.
Yeah, Mary, you know what's dope about that? I think we unpacked a lot this year in the pandemic, and it couldn't be more timely because we're peeling back the layers on the onion. We're seeing other people went through it too. And that's the beauty in sharing what you're sharing with us, not only being fans of your music, but as a human, like you're just a dope individual. And if anybody's had the pleasure to be in a party with you in a intimate environment, they know like you're the realest. And I feel like we've all had to kind of peel back the layers, and this is helping us too. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. You spoke about Andre,
Mhm.
and Andre's like a father to me, which brought me into the music business and guided me, taught me art, fashion, and lifestyle. And, that was the person that, helped bring you to the world. How was that, bringing him into this and seeing everything unfold?
Well, I mean, it was just so beautiful. Nobody knew what was going to happen to Andre, So I always see Andre. At one point I was living in LA.
Yeah.
Now I'm back on the East Coast. So when I was living in LA, I would run into Andre a lot at Puff's house, or we'll just go out. Andre would just be
Right.
like, let's go to dinner. And he was really my father, when it comes to this music business. He really cared about me. He gave me so much information for a lot of the things I'm doing right now. Andre inspired me and helped me to do a lot of this stuff. So it was to see him in the documentary. It's a little sad because he's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
But from day one, when he walked into the Slow Barn Projects and came upstairs to my apartment, I was like, this man is special, and he must really care about music because he couldn't care about me at that moment because he didn't know me.
Right.
He must really care about what he does, and that's why I love Andre because he cared about what we did as young R&B singers. He cared. He spent money on us. He gave us everything, and I truly honor and respect that. So yeah, it's tough watching him in it and telling his story.
Absolutely. Well, listen, let me tell you something. I always say on my show, I literally say it daily, Black women will save the planet. I feel like the things you've gone through with the men in our community, the things you've gone through in the history of the world, right? You guys have persevered, you shine through. And Mary, you are such a shining example of that because you went through some things, you know, you went through some things, you battled some demons, and you on the other side. And being on the other side allows testimony. Without test, there's no testimony. And you are on the other side. So I'm just so proud of you. And to the people watching you going through something, to the people, you know, people getting ready to watch this documentary, you know, what would you say to them?
I say, I hope you enjoy the journey, because it was something, you know. And even after the My Life album, I was going through all types of hell, right up to recently. So that shows, this documentary shows, you know, where it all came from and why it was so much pain and why it's taken so long to, you know, to heal, you know, still in the healing process, but healing, you know, still trying to keep the chatter out of my mind, negative thoughts, thinking, still growing. So it just shows people, you know, that you could do it too. You know, if you're hurting and you're going through something, you know, you're suffering, if you just hang in there, it's going to be some horrible places, some greasy type places you got to squeeze through, some horrible people you got to get through. Just thug it out. Just thug it out, because you never know what's on the other side. I didn't know none of this was on the other side of all this album stuff.
Yeah, and you're a testimony to those who don't stop. So we appreciate your contribution, Mary. You are a professional. And we know you don't even want to do stuff like this all the time. So we appreciate you taking the time. I have the honor of hosting your premiere here in Atlanta. And I always represent you properly. So the introduction, I will make sure the tape and send you. But I'm proud of you, sis, and I'm rocking with you till the wheel fall off.
Thank you, Kenny. Nice talking to you. Nice seeing you.
You too, sweetheart.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Bye.